Hey, this is Scott from Church Tech Talks, and today I want to talk about how we are running Waves Multirack with an M32 to get reverb and delay stereo coming back into our board. So first things first, let's look at our board. We have it set up 1 through 8 is all of our drums, 9 through 16 is most of our band. We've got 17 through 24, which is keys and a few miscellaneous things. And then finally, 25 through 32 is all our vocals. This is all our singing vocals. This is our handheld mics, as well as our pastor's headset mic. Now, the way we have this set up, I haven't seen it done before, so that's why I want to share it. But basically, we're taking all of our vocal mics and we're sending them to a bus. So first thing I did was set up a bus. We used bus 7. You can use any bus you want. On fader flip, and I'm bringing all of my vocals up into that bus. I'm also going to be using handheld 1 as our example today, so I brought that up into that bus as well so it can have reverb and delay applied to it. So let's unfader flip that. And then over here you can see on my aux 1 and 2 and aux 3 and 4, I have 1 and 2 set as reverb left and right, 3 and 4 set as delay left and right. Those are stereo paired. And then you just have to go to routing and do a few things. So let's go to routing and let's tab over to the aux out tab. And we're gonna set mix bus 7 on all 4 of those aux outs. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all set to mix bus 7. Now, if we go over to card out, here's where we have to change the expansion card out. And on 1 through 8, what I did is I put aux 1 through 6 on 1 through 8. You can put that on any block of 8. But since our pastor's mic is on 32, I wanted to make sure that block was available to use if we needed to multi-track that. Normally we do multi-track on a computer using Tracks Live, and then we'll do the USB recorder as a backup. So I just wanted to have that available, still setting the computer to record. If you wanted to be able to multi-track all 32 channels and still be able to do Waves Multirack like this, having it come back in on auxes and not take up any of your channels, what you would need to do is, I believe the X Live card that goes in the back of this instead of the XUF, or you might have the X USB. That allows you to record onto SSD cards and also send out 32 channels to USB simultaneously. So that's an option if you want to multi-track still. So anyway, set the card out to aux 1 to 6. And then all we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to Waves Multirack, and I have a rack here, input 1 and 2, stereo input going to H-verb, and then we're outputting to 1 and 2. And then on this rack, we're inputting 3 and 4, and we're outputting 3 and 4, and that has delay on it. So now, when I turn on my mic, and let's go look at the mic come in here on the board. Check, check, check. We've got signal, hey 1, 2, hey 1, 2. Bring it up in the house, hey 1, 2, hey 1, 2. Hey 1. Glad that didn't fail on a Sunday. Check 1, 2. Check 1, check 1, check 1, 2. What is happening? Oh, I'm in CPU overload. So the reason both of these handhelds aren't working right now is because the MacBook Pro is actually in CPU overload because I'm doing a screen record at the same time. We're getting a new iMac to address this problem right now, actually. So that little mistake right there kind of underscores the importance of having a Mac that is fast enough to do this. So I'm gonna turn on this mic and we'll get a little bit in the house here. Check 1, 2, there we go. And that is coming through handheld 1. If you go to our bus, we can see it's coming through our bus. And if we go to all of our auxes, I can see that it's coming back through the delay. Now, since I had to stop screen recording, you can't see this, but we're getting signal in rack 9 and 10, both in the beginning and at the end. So one thing I did to make mixing a little bit easier is I used some of these assignable encoders and buttons. I have button 5 set to mute and unmute aux 1 and 2, and then I have button 6 set to mute and unmute aux 3 and 4. So we have our reverb and delays quickly accessible no matter what page you're mixing on. And then the second thing I did was I used the top 2 encoders to control the volume of both of those. So again, if I'm mixing the band and our worship leader starts talking, all of a sudden I can just slap those 2 mutes super fast. Anytime he does that, I can slap them on, slap them off, so that we don't get delay while he's talking. There's nothing worse. It's a big pet peeve of mine when somebody goes to talk and they're just like, you know what's awesome? You know what's awesome? You know what's awesome? What's awesome is being able to mute your delays really quickly so that doesn't happen. That's what's awesome. So let's turn this on, and you can just see this at work. I'll bring the volumes all the way down. We're coming through the house. I'm gonna unmute the reverb and bring it up. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. There's our reverb coming through the house. And I'm gonna mute that. So I'm gonna do the same thing with delay. Just unmute it, bring up the volume, check 1, 2, and there it is. And there it is. So anyways, that's how we do reverb and delay on the M32, utilizing multi-rack and coming back into the auxes so that it doesn't take up any of your channels on the console. So if you like this video, be sure to subscribe, comment below, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.